Dioses y diosas suprema las noches. Good evening, gods and goddesses. We are on the 46th Saga of Intimate with TomBoi. I told y'all I was going to come back with a part 2 from If It Don't Apply, Then Let It Fly. But this one is not that, okay? This is going to be a whole different Intimate with TomBoi. Look, we almost hit 50, y'all. Look, showing out. We almost there. So to get this bonus early, hey, that's what's up. All right. I appreciate love. Y'all showing me love every week. All right, coming through, listening to my stories, listening to me talk shit sometimes, listening to everything about my life. All right. So with this one, I am going to tell y'all about faith. All right, and how I got to Las Vegas. So I know a lot of y'all is wondering, how does this story tie in with If It Don't Apply, Then Let It Fly? I'm gonna tell you why. Right now, we are all going through challenges. Money tight, people losing their jobs left and right. I see it all the time. People sleeping in their cars with their kids. People sleeping in their cars by themselves. It's just rough out here for us, And people hurting. They struggling. You know what I'm saying? And so, basically, when I came to Vegas a few years back, I probably was in one of the worst conditions. And when I say that, I mean I was sicker than what I am now. I'm talking about, at that time I would have said probably I had another 75. I don't gain a little bit of that back because the nigga been eating. But I'd say about like 50 pounds heavier than what I am. And I was extremely sick. I could not figure out what was going on with my health whatsoever. Doctors couldn't figure nothing out besides just blood pressure issues. I was seeing a pain doctor, back fucked up, everything just fucked up with me. All the suggestions of they were trying to get me to get surgeries that I still do need and I needed then. Just a lot of stuff, right? And so I had got put in a position, right? Me and my ex, we were going our separate ways. And I was chilling at one of my friend's house because I didn't want her to know where I was. Because it was a lot of fucked up shit that happened along with us going our separate ways. And so I chilled at my friend's house. And I had to make a decision. To either stay home in Milwaukee and be fucked up or leave, even though I was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those things. And I chose to leave. But before I had left, now, y'all know I'm spiritual and all that. So I set up my altar. Alright? Y'all know if y'all in church, they tell you to take your worries, your burdens, and all that, you take it to the altar. And so for me, when I take stuff to the altar, I'm taking it to my ancestors. I'm taking it to the Elohim. Because that's what I'm looking for, help, guidance. And I went to my altar for 5 days. And by that 5th day, I was pointed in the direction of going to Las Vegas. At that time, I didn't have nothing but $300 in my pocket. And this is all facts. So I wouldn't have made it to Vegas. Honestly, I should have been stuck somewhere in Nebraska, right? But I had faith. And faith is something that's hard for a lot of people. I had faith because my ancestors told me that's where I needed to go. They said, go there. You're going to find everything that you need, want, and desire there. And so I did what they told me to do. I remember calling my sister, and she said, no, you come back home. You come back. She didn't want me to go. She didn't want me to go. I'm the youngest. I'm the baby. I'm the baby on my, I have my siblings on the father's side and on my mother's side. But this is my sibling on my mother's side, and I'm the closest with her. She's like, no, you come back home right now. I said, no, it's too late. going, you know. And so I left. And when I'm telling y'all I was sick, um when I say my legs would swell up so bad, compression socks, I definitely needed them. I'm talking about fluid could have traveled to my heart, it could have killed me, all kind of stuff. I was going to the hospital and they was just like, oh, ain't nothing wrong. I'm talking about sick, y'all, sick. And to take a trip like this in this condition, definitely overweight, high blood pressure, everything, breathing, all that, you name it. And I did this trip by myself. Went through Colorado Mountain. The Rocky Mountains are beautiful. Yes, they are. But look, let me tell you something. In the snow, y'all can have that Colorado. Y'all can have that. For real. But yeah, I did it by myself. Right? When I got here, I didn't have a job. I was able to check myself into a room and get a shower. That money that people was like, you're not gonna make it, got me to Vegas and got me able to check in the room, get something to eat, and so forth. A few days after that, I ended up getting a job. I got hired getting a job, and I figured it out until I got on my feet and got a place to stay. And the reason why I like telling this story is because of everything that we're going through. Faith is important during trying times. You know what I'm saying? It is very important during trying times. And I like to give this testimony and this story for a lot of y'all because it's hard to have faith during trying times. Especially when you feel like everything is being taken away from you. But like I said, I mean, for me to do something like this, and hey, I could have died on my way to Vegas, but I knew who had my back. My ancestors was with me every step of the way. They got me here. They made sure I had enough to get to where I needed to get and to be all right. You know what I'm saying? And so that's all I needed was my faith. Because they told me I was gonna be all right. They told me I was gonna be all right. The Elohim told me I was gonna be all right. When I got here, and this is how I'm gonna tell you how I knew my ancestors was talking to me, right? I got here. I got super sick one night, and I went to the hospital, right? I got all my shit with me. The rest of my stuff is in storage, but I got all my shit. I had brought my life down to 3 bags because I was like, this is what I need right now, right? So I go to the hospital. So I got my shit with me, and legs swollen. Definitely fluid could have just went to my heart, killed me, all that, right? Blood pressure through the roof, everything. And the nurse was like, you should stay here. So now this is the thing. At that time, I was like, I need to find somewhere to sleep until I get my place, right? So I told them I was gonna off myself because that's I was like, look, they can send me to crazy. I got 72-hour hold, at least some shelter until my place is ready, right? So I'm calling my best friends. I'm like, hey, if y'all don't hear from me, this is where I'm at. Woo woo. They're like, okay, I can call you when I get there, right? So the nurse I'm with, she knew where I was from, and she said, you can't call your family. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, no. And she said, where you staying? The doctor comes in, tells me there's nothing wrong with me. Do y'all hear the condition I said I was in? Fluid could have traveled, and they said nothing is wrong with me. Blood pressure through the roof. Do you know that they released me out of that hospital in the middle of the night? I couldn't call family, nothing. That nurse was so mad at that doctor, but they did, right? But let me tell you how much protection I had and how good my spirit team is. And this is why I know why my mother, my father, my grandparents are on the other side and they watching for me and they praying for me still, and they still making sure I'm all right. You want to know how? And like I said, when I say that, most I say the Elohim. I shit you not. I'm wandering the streets of Vegas, right? Because I don't got released out of the hospital, and I'm waiting to get into my room, right? I'm in this sketchy neighborhood. I know it's kind of the hood, right? This dope fiend come up to me, right? But look, from my city, we keep a pistol on me, so I had my pistol close to me. So if something went down, somebody was finna get pow pow. Look, I don't play. You know what I'm saying? So she telling me about busting the move. She on something. She trying to get us some dope, right? I'm like, oh, I'm good on that. She turned back around and she says, the Elohim sent me. Come on. I followed her. Don't nobody say that. Don't nobody use the term Elohim. They might have said God, anything. How would she have known that? That was a symbol from my people. We got you. You go okay. I followed her. She took me to this apartment. She said, hit the Wi-Fi, pass code, ain't nobody gonna touch you. You good. Get you some rest until you get to where you need to get. But before, she was telling me her journey on how she ended up the way she ended. And she was like, just saying, whatever you do, don't get on no drugs while you here. You know what I'm saying? She told me how she lost the kids and all that. And I'm looking at like, this is faith. It's what my ancestors did. After that night, I got up. I told her, thank you for your hospitality. She ain't steal nothing from me. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? I got to my place and I checked in. So my thing is what I said. I came to Las Vegas practically with nothing. With nothing in trying times. I didn't curse nobody out for not giving me nothing. I didn't get mad and block a motherfucker because they didn't help me with a punk ass battle on TikTok. I didn't do nothing. None of that. What I did was I went by faith. You can't have sight with faith. Your sight is from the other side with faith. And you believe and you trust that whoever is helping you is going to get you to where you need to go. My life path number is a 7. And if y'all don't know about life path numbers, I'm going to give y'all a little tip on it. That means I have to live my life by faith. For me, that is very, extremely hard. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm a Cancerian. I like stability. I like knowing. And so to be a life path number to have is a 7. So that lets me know my life is based off of faith. And so if y'all take anything from this intimate with TomBoi, I know we're going through trying times. I know we need help. I know we need all of that. But I suggest you go to your people. You go to your spirit guides, whoever you believe in or you believe is going to help you in these trying times. And you have that faith. You have that faith and you try to pull yourself up through your bootstraps. All right? Because as a testimony, I am the testimony to tell you that you can do this as long as you have faith. And I'm not saying do exactly what I did, because that might not be the path for you. I'm not saying that you need to do exactly what I did and just leave and, whatever you got in your pocket and just make it work. That worked for me because that's what my spirit guides seen for me. Maybe you need to go another direction. You get what I'm saying? But at the same token, it's still going to come down to faith. You hear what I'm saying? And like I said, just know you're going to be all right. Just know you're going to be all right. And so, if I leave y'all with anything today, besides if it don't apply, let it fly, is this. We're going through tough times, and I know money is tight. I know people going through stuff and they need help and all that. And everybody thinks that they're going to be on the internet and they're going to make their money. Look, sometimes it don't work like that. Sometimes that's not the plan for you. That's not the soul contract that you might have signed before you got down here. Maybe your plan is something else. But whatever it is, figure it out. And stay tight with your people that's on the other side. Alright? I want y'all to enjoy y'all week. It's Sunday evening. For me. Some of y'all might be Sunday night already. Y'all be good during these trying times, alright? Keep the faith and all of that. Alright? Light, love, abundance, peace, and prosperity. Gods and goddesses.
Love, loyalty, and honesty mean so much to me. I'm not with this drama. It can bring some karma.
I just want you to chill with me for a minute, baby. I want you to see who I really am. Learn me, understand me. But baby, don't try to change me.
If you want God, baby, here I am. Here I am. If you need God, baby, here I am. Here I am. If you want love, baby, here I am. Here I am. And if you need guidance, baby, here I am. 3, 6, 9. 9 being divine. 3 times 2 equals you and me. 99 goddess, 23 kings. Feel my essence, feel my presence.